guys, welcome to part 4 of a 4-parter from Country Family Reunion, courtesy of funRonni in upstate New York. Ronnie, thank you for this gift and request. I'm wearing this hat sort of in your honor because that's where Loretta Lynn is from, Butcher Holler, Kentucky. And you are Loretta Lynn's worldwide #1 fan. Even though she's not on this show, every so often I'm going to trot this thing out anyway. And this is Country's Unbroken Circle, and it's from Country Family Reunion, and it was like a 4.5-hour special and broken down into, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 parts. And this was episode 5, picked randomly and unknowingly or unwittingly by your friend who who didn't know what she was picking or he was picking, I'm guessing, but nonetheless, I broke episode 5 into 4 parts, and this is part 4, folks. You could see the prior 3 parts. If you go in the documentary series playlist, I'm putting these in there. Ronnie had not watched this. She made a sequence of blind gifts, if you will, not knowing what we were getting into. But we had Rhonda Vincent featured on the first episode, Mark Wills on the second episode, Jeannie Seeley on the last episode with a song from T. Graham Brown in the end. Anyway, let's get into part 4 and see what we're getting. I learned a lot here. Even just a little comment like Jamie Johnson made on the last one, where he was like, there are no commas in country songwriting. And it's like, yeah, I mean, I've looked at lyric sheets and all this stuff, and it's sometimes you put a comma in because you absolutely have to have it in there. But for the most part, the performer is going to decide where the breaks go, not the songwriter. Little things like that I love. So, all right, here's episode 4. Thank you, Ronnie, for this gift and for the education and exposure.
Everybody sitting in here says, I wish I'd written that song.
Yeah, me too.
I did not think of that. It's the first time I ever heard lips rhymed with barbecue ribs. That's good, man.
Thanks, Bill. I
Thanks
have a
for
lot of
sharing
fun with
that.
that one.
No, that's terrific.
Did you
People
find the
love that.
comma? Got one? Did you find
It'll be here right after the semicolon.
Gene Watson is sitting next to an empty chair over there, and we have fun and we laugh and we cut up, and we had something kind of serious happen earlier in the day today. Mark Chestnut was here, one of the great country singers from Texas, and I know Mark Chestnut means an awful lot to Gene Watson. You guys have not only the connection of both being from Texas, but I know that when you were ill, when you had cancer back a few years ago, I know Mark was very instrumental in coming to your aid and your help. Talk a little bit about Mark and the friendship that you guys share.
Well, I've always, loved Mark. He's from right down the road where I am and everything, and I've always loved his music. And, of course, when I was diagnosed with cancer, well, I didn't have a penny's worth of insurance or anything like that. And so thanks to the country music family and just about everybody associated with it, they had several fundraisers for me in different places, and which I was thankful for. But Seeley sent some stuff to be auctioned off, and different ones. Loretta Lynn sent stuff in. Alan Jackson, just about everybody in the business sent something to be auctioned off. So the fundraisers were huge successes, and I like to say, saved my life. But the one thing that meant so much to me, there was 3 or 4 of them that Mark jumped in, and they drove all the way from his home in Beaumont to wherever they might be. He'd just show up and walk up, and I just couldn't believe it. And every time he would come to me, he'd say, let me tell you something. He said, country music can't do without you. He said, you'd be surprised how many people loves you. And he said, I'm one of the main ones. And he said, anything I can do, anytime, you let me know, and I'll be there. And I've never forgotten that, and just a dear friend of mine.
How far back do y'all go? You're both from East Texas. You're from Houston. He's from Beaumont.
Only in the music business. I never knew Mark, except we had played the same places before either one of us got a break. And I was already in the business, of course, when I turned on the radio one day and heard "Too Cold at Home," you know, and I immediately started sorting him out, you know, because he was so close and I love what he did so much. But what Mark means to me is something that you can't take that away. He's a fantastic person, and I love him.
Well, we were looking forward to hearing him sing today, and before the taping started, we all said a little prayer for Mark, and we certainly hope he's going to be all right. You know, I would think people might think, okay, here you are, a great country singer from Texas, Mark Chestnut, great country singer from Texas. People might think y'all would be jealous of each other, or you'd be enemies, or you'd be competitors. Yeah. But what a great story to hear of the friendship, even though, you know, you compete for airplay on the radio, you compete in the music charts and all, but to be friends like that.
Very few things get to me, but something like that doesn't. And Mark, you know, we've worked some shows together and just had such a good time because, you know, you put Gene Watson and Mark Chestnut together and shake it around however you want to, it's going to fall out country. And we just always had so much fun and played to some great audiences and everything. And back when Mike Oatman owned all the radio stations, they would do the appreciation shows. And well, me and Mark worked several of those things together. And one of the finest tours we had was me and Mark and Ty Herndon did a run like that. And I'm telling you, boy, we had them hanging from the rafters, you know, and it was nothing but solid traditional country music. And what can you say for that? That's one reason that this gathering right here means so much to me. I get to talk to people that I can understand what they're talking about, you know. a lot of the new circles, I don't know where they're coming from. Like Mark was saying, you know, a lot of the new ones, which I want everybody to succeed in whatever they set out to do. I like to see people succeed. But when it comes to recording, Dirk and I was getting ready to do a session one day, and I got there a little early nosing around, something like that, you know. And they said, how are we going to do that, you know? And I said, well, everybody, you know. He said, you know, that's old school. I said, well, I didn't start just yesterday, you know. But old school still works for me, and it does for so many people in this room, you know. And I try to adapt. Sometimes it's not easy, but we got to have somebody coming along and carrying the flag.
Well, we got some carrying the flag that are in this room, and before this day is over, we're going to show them off a little bit. Right now, how about a song from Gene Watson?
From me?
Shake it up and it comes out country.
Let me get my eyes cleared out here.
Those of you that weren't here yesterday, Gene Watson became a comedian at the very end of our taping yesterday. So a funny side to him.
You know, while he's getting ready to, you know, a lot of the songs, you know, I wrote the songs that the brother that make the you know, and they were just Mickey Newberry told me when I first got here. He said, write your song. So I did. But a lot of the songs are co-written, which is wonderful. You've done things with Roger and other people. I wonder if 20 people, however many, have ever written a song together.
Let's do it.
Let's sit down at lunch and write Country Music Can't Do Without You.
You know,
for our buddy. What? We could do it in about 15 minutes.
Everybody write one line.
Yeah.
Open in line, Gatlin.
Huh?
Open in line. His name is Gene Watson.
Well,
About Mark.
He's talking about Mark, I believe.
Or Mark Chestnut, or who that? You know, and it may just be Country Music Can't.
You see how the ideas are flying already? That's exactly what it is. Because whatever field you're in, when it's a creative field, you're always looking for ideas. Like Jeannie Seeley in the last episode, the bronc rider was in her home, but he had to leave early. He couldn't stay that long because he had to get down because there's bronc riding, and she wrote a song about that. Anywhere you look, there's material for a song. It could be real life. It could be you make it up. It could be half and half, embellishment, whatever. But I love this part here. Like they're all now like, all right, what's the first line going to be? They're instantly working on it. Larry Gatlin suggested we all write a song at lunchtime. They're all going to work on it. They didn't wait till lunchtime.
Do without you. A brand new, old-fashioned 3-chord country song. What can country music not do without? Songs. So, you know, kind of do it in his honor, maybe work him in there.
I think that'd be fun.
This is cool. Anybody got a pencil?
Give me my script back.
You know, I was listening.
He's taking over.
I was really paying attention to what Mark said a little earlier about listening to demos and finding material and everything, and not wanting to know who the writer was, publisher, anything like that. When I started out, I couldn't buy a good song, you know. Everybody said, Gene, who? But anyway, I was lucky enough that my manager at the time owned a distributing company out of Houston, and I would always go down there and go through all the discards because he kept all the jukeboxes in the area up to date on what was happening. And I'd go down and I'd go through all the B-sides, flip sides, and album cuts and all that. And the ones that were sent in that wasn't on a major label and probably would never get heard, and which is the place where I found this song right here. It was sent in, and I found it down there digging in a stack of records and everything. It was written by a girl named Nadine Bryant, and I believe she's in Springfield, Illinois. And her sister, Jeannie Bryant, cut it, and I had to kind of rewrite it because it was written for a lady. And so I rewrote it, and after I released it and everything, Conway and Loretta recorded it, and they recorded it the same way I wrote it after I had changed it. So I thought that was pretty funny, but we're going to do it for you because you could know as much about a stranger.
Yeah. That piano opens like the Allman Brothers.
Side to side, but our thoughts have turned the other way. We make the conversation of two people who have nothing left to say. We're so accustomed to each other, we no longer care, bother, and there lies the danger.
Yeah.
You know the signs of clothes I wear, and you know how I hold my hair, and you could know as much about a stranger.
Oh, that's a great line.
I can't remember the last time that I really wanted you. We both say nothing's wrong, but it's here in everything we do. So we get up from our bed, leaving many things unsaid, and there lies the danger. Many of my words you don't hear, and you seldom notice if I'm near, but you can know as much about a stranger.
You can see Conway and Loretta doing this.
I can't blame it on any one thing. We're so used to things this way. Tomorrow's just like yesterday. And there lies the danger. You know the color of my eyes, and you know the things that I despise, but you can know as much about a stranger. Yeah, you can know as much about a stranger. Yeah. One other thing about that song, me and Rhonda cut that song as a duet on our Your Money and My Good Looks.
We did, yes.
Or is it My Money and Your Good Looks?
I don't know. You have to figure that out.
But anyway, it's been a good song.
Great song, well-written song.
Thank you.
Yeah, really good. Gene Watson. Don't make country singers any better than him, I guarantee you. Country's Family Reunion. We're celebrating Country's Unbroken Circle. We're going to take a break. When we come back, you're going to meet some new folks that some of you may not have met before, people that have not necessarily been here with us. My buddy Jamie Johnson's going to sing. Ben Hall, great young guitar player. Andy Griggs, you've never been with us here before. We're going to have some fun. So come back with us on Country's Family Reunion after this.
That there must have been a part 6. That's awesome. That was tremendous, Ronnie. Absolutely loved it. The stuff that you learn, you see that goes on behind the scenes. And that's why there are times where everyone, it's not often, I mean, but somebody will be like, just enjoy the song. Don't analyze it or don't analyze it. And I'm like, well, one, that's what a reaction video is. Two, that's the way my brain is wired. I look for nuances in things. I don't just look for big picture. I see big picture stuff, but I was also trained like as a philosopher back at Rutgers as a philosophy major. And you're trained to look at nuances. You're trained to look at arguments. You're trained to look at the flaws in your own arguments and such. So you learn to analyze and look at ideas. And songs are replete with ideas. Traditional country is the quintessential art form musically for ideas. And the way they're broken down, the way wordplay comes in, the way even Larry Gatlin was talking about, a comma. Is there a comma in that or not? And then Jamie Johnson's like, there's no commas in country music. There's all kinds of theories that go about, and I love analyzing it and assessing those. And when they get into their craft and talking about it, and how Gene Watson has said, like, this was originally written for a woman. I had to rework it to be written from a guy's perspective. And so on. And that's absolutely right. That's how ideas work. And then if you make one change in something, you might have to change everything else. If you change something from the passive tense to the active tense, you may have to redo that in the entire song. All of that requires analysis and assessment. And so we're, in some ways, when I hear songs and I'm assessing them, I'm kind of reverse engineering how that song even came to be. Like the alpha and the omega, the beginning and the end. Like I want to know the genesis of something, and it's just fun to do. Few things pain men as much as requiring them to think. And that Martin Luther King said that. And it's like, yeah, I don't though. I love it. So if I overanalyze something right here, I'd rather overanalyze something than underanalyze it. So, Ronnie, that's a blast. That's really good stuff right there. Yeah, I'm wondering who on episode 6 they came up with, to introduce, I guess, to carry on the legacy of traditional country, because there was one face in the credit I didn't recognize, the younger guy. I don't know if that was Griggs, who Bill mentioned in the end there. Anyway, this is fun. All right, guys, you could thank funRonni for that, befitting her name. Have a wonderful day, guys. I'll see you on another video and keep rocking the country.
One other thing about that song, me and Rhonda cut that song as a duet on our Your Money and My Good Looks.
We did, yes.
Or is it My Money and Your Good Looks?
I don't know. You have to figure that out.
But anyway.